Hey everyone, it's serotonin. Okay, I'm just feeling this one out here. Um, but getting ahead of myself already. I wanted to go back to a little bit of etymology. It's one of my faves. It's what I like to think about a lot these days. And at the moment, I am teaching cursive. And what is very interesting is that in relation to cursive, capital letters are called uppercase, not capital. Um, and also, what's very interesting is there has been some information. I believe I'm not entirely sure actually which of the two alternate news websites that I used to go to it was on, because both of them happen to be down right now. So in case you're interested to know, both Starship Earth Big Picture is down, as is Galactic Connection. Now, I'm not really struggling to get to a newer version of Galactic Connection, but should you be interested in keeping up with the folks who were running Starship Earth Big Picture, I think they do a great job, and you can follow them on their Captain's blog, which was their secondary website that they were running. It's at guidesblog.org, and there's quite a lot of archival stuff in here. I mean, they didn't actually post all the time there. The other one was their main, but this was their backup should the first one go down, their main one. Sorry, I'm drinking tea. And now it has gone down. So, yeah, if you want to keep up with those guys, then you'll find them there at guidesblog.org. Okay, anyway, going back to capital letters got me thinking about the word capital. So I speak French. I took Italian in university, and I also took Latin in high school, and we ended up actually condensing grade 9 and 10 into 1 year. So I did theoretically 2 years of Latin, even though it was in 1 year. And my father's a linguist, my mom very interested in language, so etymology is something that I enjoy, and it brings up a lot of stuff for me when I look at words. So I decided to just look up the definition of capital. I thought it would be interesting, and I was not disappointed. So number one, definition of capital, of a letter of or conforming to the series A, B, C, etc., rather than A, B, C, etc. They don't mention uppercase or lowercase here. And, oh, sorry, I'm jumping ahead of myself. Okay, I was going to talk about a document that I found, that I came across. And in fact, I might actually have it in one of my folders. And I'm going to have to figure out a way to put it up on my website. But anyway, it was a very interesting video, maybe it was. I can't remember where I got this information, but the idea behind it was that capital letters are sign language. You know what? It was in a video, and I'm going to link this video below, and I'm going to write. It's like a 3 to 5 minute video. I do remember it being a video. And this guy was saying that capital letters, such as these, right? So these guys, are a construct of symbolism. It's symbolic lettering, not necessarily based on these letters, but that it means something slightly different. And that's why a lot of them look really different. And yeah, it was really fascinating. So he was saying it was something to do with sign language. And it was actually, he was deconstructing a scene from Penguins of Madagascar, I think it was. So interesting. Anyway, I'm definitely going to link that below. So if this is sign language, and this is a language that was created to work over our heads, so to speak, then What does capital mean? What does it mean in terms of capital city? Why does every country have a capital city? Capital also pertains to money. Caput is an old word for head. So capital also is to do with the head, as in capital punishment. It's to do with execution. There's so many different things going on here. So here we go. Number 1 is this. Number 2 being the seat of government, as in London is the capital city of England. Chief in importance or influence, as in capital ships or capital importance of criticism. Number 3, it is punishable by death, capital crime, involving execution, capital punishment, and most serious, a capital error, or of or relating to capital, relating to or being assets that add to the long-term net worth of a corporation. Capital improvements. And corporation, of course, comes from the word core. And of course, many countries are actually corporations. They're not countries. They're corporeal. Now, this is very interesting. So on the one hand, capital means punishable by death, execution, most serious, but it also means excellent. What? With a capital used with the following capital letter to emphasize or qualify a preceding word. So what does that mean? What do our sentences mean then, if it has to proceed with a capital letter? What does that capital letter signify? Capital is a noun, a stock of accumulated goods, especially at a specified time and in contrast to income received during a specified period. Accumulated goods devoted to the production of other goods. Accumulated possessions calculated to bring in income. Net worth. Person holding capital. Advantage. Gain. To have capital is to have the advantage, to make an execution, to have the gain. To make capital of the situation is both serious and excellent. A store of useful assets or advantages. Capital entry, a letter that conforms to the series this rather than this. An initial capital letter, a letter belonging to a style of alphabet modeled on the style customarily used in inscriptions. So it's an entirely separate alphabet, they're saying now. And think about all these illuminated manuscripts that the church was making with these ridiculous capital letters that began each chapter. I used to think they were beautiful, and now I'm curious as to what the heck they really were. Capital entry, a city serving as seat of government, a city preeminating in some special activity. A city serving as a seat of government. Think about that for a minute. And then this one really, I found this very interesting. Capital noun number 2, the entry 3 of 3. The uppermost member of a column or pilaster crowning the shaft and taking the weight of the entablature. So this is the most upper echelon of the column or pilaster, which you'll see in all of this architecture throughout the plain, on over Earth. We all call it Tartarian architecture, as they used to call it Roman or Etruscan. But why is it taking the weight of the entablature? What is the entablature? And why must we take it, the weight of it? So I wanted to see what the entablature was, and this is an illustration of the entablature. It is the horizontal part in classical architecture that rests on the columns and consists of architrave, frieze, and cornice. So architrave, frieze, and cornice. I'm wondering, I'm not entirely sure if I got the cornice, frieze, architrave, yeah, architrave, frieze, cornice. This makes up the entablature. So the entablature are the upper echelons of the pillar that is society, and they love their symbolism, and they love their allegory. So I just found all of that really, really fascinating. And capital. Capital is a building or a noun. building in Washington where the U.S. Congress meets in 1793. So there's capital. Capitalism, the condition of having capital, meaning political economic system which encourages capitalists. Capillary, capital, capital letter, capitalize, capitalism, capitalist, capitalistic, capitalization, capitalize, capitate. From the root word kaput. Kaput, behead, cabbage, capital, capitate, capitation, capitulate, capitulation, capitulum, capo, captain, cattle, caprice, capsize. And from cattle we also have chattel. Kappa means head in Italian. Capsize, captain, caprice, capitulation. I don't know, guys. There's a lot going on here. Chapter, chief, chieftain, decapitate, decapitation, occipital, recapitulate, literally restate by heads or chapter, little head. Really so interesting. Okay, I'm just gonna leave it here, guys. I'm falling down a rabbit hole. I can feel it. I'm gonna post this. Tell me what you think. I'll talk to you guys soon. Okay, bye.